But I'm a cat person, I think. I think I'm like big spoon and little spoon. Like, I think I like to go back and forth. You know, the technology and lasers and I don't know, all this stuff. So just what will happen? This has never happened to me before.
What time period would you want to live in other than the one we live in right now?
I think if I had to pick a different time period to live in, I would pick the future, just because I'm actually genuinely really interested to see what happens. But like not even that far in the future, like maybe just 100 years in the future.
What does 100 years in your future look like?
I mean, I hope that we're still here. Humans, not me. I mean, I know it probably won't be here in 100 years, but I hope humans are still here. But I don't know, I guess, I mean, I feel like a lot of the things that we imagined about the future, like Jetsons cars and moving walkways and all that stuff, like in a strange way we have all those things. Like, I mean, they're not exactly how we imagined them, but airports have moving walkways and we have segways and we all talk on little phones, and like all of these things seemed impossible even 20 years ago to imagine, that, you know, the technology and lasers and I don't know, all this stuff. So just what will happen in 100 years? I mean, I just wonder if we'll just, if it's like everyone says, we'll just be lying in bed at home living in a virtual world, in which case that sounds awesome. So I'd like to visit me in 100 years. Laying in bed.
Have you ever regifted something?
I have never regifted anything, although I am interested in sort of found objects becoming the packaging for gifts that I give. So I generally buy things new for people, but then I like to give it a bit of a quirky homemade feel by using artwork I like, or magazine pages, or just anything, fabric. Just my gifts look creative when I give them.
And what is the most adorable animal on the planet?
Well, the most adorable animal on the planet, currently, to me at least, is a giraffe. Adorable though, I don't know, but majestic, yes. But I'm a cat person, I think. I mean, we all are, obviously, because every time a kitten video comes out, it's like got 10 million views, so, which actually gives me a new idea, which is that our next music video should just be a kitten playing.
If you can temporarily trade lives with any TV character, who would it be?
I feel a real strong kinship to the characters and the time period of the show My So-Called Life. And I don't know that I was the same as Angela Chase, Claire Danes' character on My So-Called Life, but it deeply resonated with me. I felt like we had like a very alternative life in the 90s, and it was the first time I saw characters and people who resembled that lifestyle. So maybe I would just naturally want to go back to that same time period, but maybe play a slightly different role. And also, even though I'm gay, I would totally have wanted to hook up with Jordan Catalano as well.
What was your favorite Halloween costume you ever wore?
I mean, Sarah and I, we got to make our own costumes growing up, and this wasn't just like a weird thing. Like, we were kind of poor, so I mean, it was probably partly just my mom tricking us into not spending a lot of money, but we have a very long series of photos of us on Halloween where we did our own makeup. So we would be like, we would be clowns, but we did our own makeup, or we would be mimes, but we did our own makeup, or we would be Oscar the Grouch and Big Bird, but we did our own makeup, and it's not good. It's not good. Like, you can tell we're not necessarily those kinds of artists because we look really messy, but I like how kind of not together our Halloween costumes were. Because when I see the kids now with like the perfect costumes and everything's like, it's really amazing and good for those parents. But we were like a hot mess. I think we got more candy though because people felt sorry for us. They're like, ooh, there comes those Tegan and Sara girls with their homemade costumes.
Have you ever faked an accent to sound cool?
I've never purposefully done an accent to sound cool. I've done one to mock people behind their backs, especially people in our band who have accents. So then if you want to really, really dish on them, you can do the accent but poorly, and then the things that they did seem even funnier. But I've never done one to sound cool. I do sometimes when I'm nervous lisp, and that's not to make fun of people with lisps. It's just a nervous thing, like my brain goes too fast and then I can't catch up.
When and where was the first time you were asked for an autograph?
You know, I actually really don't remember the first time that I was asked for an autograph, but I do remember the first fan letter that I got, and I remember, that we got, Sarah and I, and I remember thinking it was really weird, and some friends of mine were over and we all read the letter and everybody was like, this is really weird, your life's weird. And if I only knew that it was going to get way weirder. But I remember thinking that it was really cool because we were such big music fans, and I never wrote any fan letters, but I totally appreciated that someone took the time to say thank you to us for making music. So